you want to meet my friend?
Let's go up there, YouTube land, and also social media lands. Welcome to an all-new video. In this video, we're going to be doing a movie review of a new film that just came out today, and is a new suspense horror film from Blumhouse. So we're going to get right into that. But before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss this video and the other videos I put up. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, definitely check out my other social media platforms such as X, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Patreon, Threads. Pretty much post on those regularly, so definitely check them out. So, as people, let's get right into this. So, welcome one and all to an all-new video. So, like I was saying before, we're doing a movie review of a new film that just came out today, August 30th, and is a suspense horror film from Blumhouse called Afraid. Yeah, Afraid. Yeah. So this film is basically like an AI killer movie where the AI basically is so advanced it's taken over and controlling people's lives and using them for its own dirty deeds, basically. And this movie has a really great cast, a great director, and I think it's a really great solid film from Blumhouse that I really found entertaining, enjoyable, and just really fun. Now, if you're looking for something that was really thought-provoking or anything like that, and you're looking for something that's unpredictable, and this is not that cup of tea, unfortunately, but it still is very entertaining and gets the point across that it's just a really fun kind of just like what would happen if AI took over type of deal. And I just really thought that it was really well written, really enjoyable, and had a lot of great content to it. And I just really enjoyed the cast and everyone in it, and I think it was a really great addition from the great Blumhouse. So this movie was none other directed by a great director who has directed a lot of things, co-directed, written a lot of great films over the years, and is just a really superb director. And that happens to be the director known as Mr. Chris Weitz. Oh yeah, Chris Weitz, woo, Chris Weitz, yeah! So Chris Weitz is a great director. He's been a part of a lot of great films. He was a writer on the film Ants. He was a director of such films as Down to Earth. And he was a co-director of American Pie 1 with his brother Paul Weitz. And he has just been a great writer and director and has done a lot of great things over the years. And he's just always enjoyable and really brings great fun to his films. And when it comes to Afraid, I think he did a really great job. I liked the direction he took the film in. I liked the whole concept. And I really enjoyed the areas that he really emphasized and really brought it really around to just a couple certain key areas. He kept it, pretty much centralized in the one house. He had the outside things, around the house happening. He had some things happen at the school. And he also had, it pretty much basically just that family and really centralized on them. Now, I think that the writing idea for the film was done really well. I liked the whole outcome. I thought it was, a basic beginning, middle, and end. I don't think they overdid it. I think they kept it at a right length for this type of, genre of film. But I also really enjoyed what he got out of the actors and actresses in this film and just really brought a really great sense and a really great, fun suspense horror film that I think, later on will get a really great following and people will really enjoy this film. And I think Chris also had a really great idea of where he wanted to take kind of this evolution of AI, especially with AI being so prominent today and such a great fear of it is very common today. I like that he included that into this film and made it very, realistic to a point, and also gave us a really great idea of what possibly could happen if this really did happen. And I just really enjoyed what he brought with that. Now, if you haven't seen anything else Chris Weitz has directed, something to definitely check out that he directed, which was an amazing film, based on an actual true story, too, as well. And it's just a really well-done film. Oscar Isaac in it, Ben Kingsley, and it's just a really fun film that I don't think gets enough recognition. And then, of course, the film called Operation Finale. Yeah, Operation Finale. Yeah. He did a fantastic job with this film. He gave us this really fantastic, based on true story. And basically the story is about this operation team that was built by our government to go and capture one of the German scientists that was a part of World War II many years after World War II has ended, to bring in to, to get punished for his crimes. Because they finally found him, and it was basically that operation, what happened in order to capture this guy. And it was just really well done. Ben Kingsley was amazing as that German scientist. Oscar Isaac as like the main lead in the group was really amazing as well. And I just really enjoyed what Chris Weitz brought to it. He gave us this really great action-packed film that had a lot of great knowledge, a lot of accuracies to the real story, and I just really enjoyed that he really showed that he has some really great directing chops, that he can direct all types of different genres. And I think that he did a good job with bringing us this, like, drama slash action slash, based on true story film, like documentary style a little bit, that really was well conceived, really well constructed, and really well directed. If you haven't seen anything else Chris Weitz has directed, definitely check out Operation Finale. He did a fantastic job with it. But overall, I really enjoyed what he gave us with Afraid. I think it was really well done by Chris, and I think overall he just did a really fun job with this film. If you haven't seen anything Chris Weitz has directed recently, go check out Afraid in theaters now. He did a really great job. So like I was saying before, this movie has a really great cast. Great people that are just really enjoyable. They're great actors and actresses that really bring their characters to life in this film. And I feel that all of them did a really great job and did exactly what we needed for their characters in the film. And now, I'm not talking about Oscar-worthy performances. I'm not talking about, like, the greatest performances in the world. But they did a good enough job to be very entertaining and really sell the film and give us a really good, complete film. Now, to start us off is kind of the main hero himself, Mr. John Chow. That's right, John Chow. Yeah, John Chow. Yeah, absolutely love John Chow. I think he's fantastic, from the first time we saw him in American Pie to several other things he's done over the years. He's just a really great comedian, but also he really can do well in all types of different genres, drama, action. He can be, really good in dramas. I've seen him in a few horror films. He's really good in those as well. And I think that he is a really great talent. And I think he really proved it in this film and gave us a really great performance. And I really enjoyed him as the father figure character and kind of main hero type of character. And I think that he brought a real fun and realistic, approach to a parent of these days. Where, you're very sympathetic no matter what your child identifies as and all that kind of stuff. You are a loving husband, taking care of your wife and stuff like that. And is just, really did a good job of bringing to life, average everyday type of person that's a father, husband, and all that kind of stuff. And I think John has a natural ability to be like that type of character and is really good at playing those characters. And I think he just brought his great acting talent to that character in this film. Now, if you haven't seen anything else John has been in, definitely check him out in a great series of films that he did over the last 10 years, from the early 2000s to the 2010s. He was a fantastic character that I absolutely loved him in. I loved him as this character, and he just did such a freaking fantastic job. And that, of course, is the films of the Harold Kumar series. Yeah! Harold Kumars, yeah! So you got Harold and Kumar go to White Castle, Harold and Kumar go to Guantanamo Bay, and then the Harold and Kumar Christmas one, too, as well. And all three of these films, he plays the character of Harold, and he's absolutely freaking awesome as this character. And him and Cal Penn do a really great job of playing these two best friends, and are just so super fun. And John did such a great job of bringing this character to life of Harold, and he has some great one-liners and moments that, bounce off of Cal Penn's character, Kumar, and he just does such a great job as this character, and he brings some really great funness. He even brings some great seriousness to this character, and then just adding in the super funniness of this, funny version of Neil Patrick Harris, being in the film too as well, being kind of like this supposed fake version of himself from reality. and they all worked to mesh so well together, and just, you know, John did such a great job of bringing that character to life and give us really solid, fun films. If you haven't seen John Cho anything, definitely check him out in the Harold Kumar films. He was absolutely freaking fantastic. But I really enjoyed him in Afraid. I thought he was a great addition to the cast. Thought he was a really great protagonist, good guy, main hero person, and he did really well in this film, and I just really enjoyed him. If you haven't seen him recently or anything, go check him out in Afraid now in theaters. He did a really great job. So that brings me to the next person I'd like to talk about in this film, and that is none other than the other kind of main hero in the film that plays John Cho's wife in the film, and that is Miss Catherine Waterston. Oh yeah, Catherine Waterston, woo, Catherine Waterston, yeah! So Catherine Waterston, you might recognize from a few things over the years. She's been a pretty prominent actress, really has made her way into, you know, U.S. films and stuff like that a lot. She's a super huge British actress. She's done a lot of British film and TV and stuff like that, and has really made a name for herself in the industry over the last 10 years, I would say, and is a really, you know, okay actress. You know, she's not anything, I think, fantastic, but I think she definitely has great chemistry and great acting in certain films. And I've always had a, like, kind of annoyance from her from the first Fantastic Beasts film, because I just didn't care too much for her character in that, and that kind of left a bad taste on her acting for me. But then after seeing her in other films over the years, she's really done a, you know, interesting job. I've seen her in other things, and she's actually not that bad. And when it comes to Afraid, it really improved my thought process in her acting, because I really enjoyed her in this film, and I really enjoyed what she brought to the character, and I felt that she seemed really much like a real mother, a real wife in the film. And, you know, she did a great job of portraying like a modern day wife and mother as well. And I just really enjoyed that and thought she did a good job. Now, Catherine also has a really interesting presence usually in films too as well, because she's such a taller female, and I thought that she, you know, really brought a great presence to her character as well in the film, and she really felt motherly. And I thought that she really showed that she actually can act really well and can be very different than she was in certain films I've seen her in. And I find that really enjoyable about her character in the film as well. Now, if you haven't seen Catherine Waterston in anything, a great film trilogy that I really enjoyed her in, and like I said, after the first film, her character kind of became smaller and smaller in the pictures, and so her character got better, I thought, because she had less screen time, so she had to be bigger. And so I really, you know, later on, really enjoyed her character in this trilogy. And that, of course, is the film series known as The Fantastic Beast and Where to Find Them. Ooh, Fantastic Beast series, yeah. Like I said, really amazing in the second and third film. The first film, she really, you know, was just very irritating, not very fun, really disliked her character, and you know, unfortunately, she just, I thought, got better and better with the films after that first one. But overall, she ended up becoming really good and really enjoyable, and just got better and better, I thought, and had more experience and just felt like a more complete character. And it's kind of like how I felt about Zendaya in the Spider-Man films from Marvel. I absolutely disliked her in the first two films, but then by the third one, I thought she became so much better. And that's the same thing with Catherine Waterston for me in the Fantastic Beasts series. She just got better and better with each film, and I just really enjoyed her by the third film. And I think what she brought to that really portrayed in Afraid and was really fun. If you haven't seen Catherine Waterston anything, definitely check out the Fantastic Beasts series. She did a pretty decent job. But overall, I really thought she was a great mother character, a really great character in Afraid, and I just really enjoyed her, and I think to date, this is actually my favorite role of hers, and I think she did a really decent job. If you haven't seen her or anything, go check her out in Afraid now. She was really fantastic. So that brings me to the final actor I like to talk about that was in this. And that is none other than a great actor that has been in several things over the years, and is just a really great bit actor slash, like, just really great, like, you know, side character actor. And that, of course, is Mr. David Dashmalin. Oh yeah, David Dashmalin. Woo, David Dashmalin. Absolutely love David. I think he's a fantastic character actor. He does a great job playing these characters. He's had a couple lead roles now, and he's just absolutely fantastic. I think he gets better and better with each role I've seen him in, and he just is a really fun actor. And I remember watching him in the Ant-Man films and just really falling in love with his acting, and found him really funny, really awesome, and just a really great character actor. And he does good at accents. He does great at, different improvisational things and stuff like that. He's just a really fun actor that has a lot of great acting skills in himself, and just always delivers and gives us great performances. And when it comes to his character in Afraid, even though it's not a huge role, it still is over the top amazing what he does in this film, and I just really enjoyed it. I thought he brought some great one-liners, some great dialogue to the film, and I think that he interacted with everyone so well and gave us a really outstanding performance that I felt was, really better than a few of the other actors and actresses that were in the film that had even bigger roles. And even though, like I said, his role was small, still some of the things that he brought to life into this film just really enveloped and really added to the story and made a great performance into this, fun film. Now, if you haven't seen David Dashman in anything, definitely a movie to check him out in, and one of my all-time favorite films of his, and he actually plays the lead role in it, is a great film that came out last year called Night with the Devil. Oh yeah, Night with the Devil. Yeah. Oh my God, this is such a fantastic film. One of the best written, directed, and acted films I've seen in a long time. And this film was so well done and so awesome, and David was so great as this character. The whole concept of the film, and it being like a talk show, along with being, like almost documentary style when it's not being live, was such a cool concept and so well directed. And David was just so freaking fantastic as his character. His evolution from the beginning to the end of the film was so on point, and David did such a great job of evolving as this character and giving us this outstanding performance that I think deserved some Oscar type of nominations. He was just that good in it and did such a great job. If you haven't seen anything David Dashman has been in, definitely check out Night with the Devil. He was so freaking good in it. And Night with the Devil is such a great film if you haven't seen that as well. Even without David Dashman, I think it still would have been a fantastic film. But definitely check it out for David. He was really fantastic in it. But overall, I really enjoyed David in this film. I think he did a great job, and I think he was definitely a good addition to this film that made it even more enjoyable. If you haven't seen David Dashman in anything recently, go check him out in Afraid now in theaters. He was really great. So what is Afraid about? Basically, the premise of the story is this family of four, who is played by John Chow and Catherine Watterson, played the parents. Basically, John Chow gets this company that wants him to work with them to promote their business. And in order to do that, they need to check out the product first, and it happens to be this AI system called Aya. And basically, they end up giving it to him to try out in his home, and he does that. And at first, Aya does a great job of helping out, but then starts to go dark. And basically, the rest of the movie is about them trying to deal with that and fix the solution. And it's a great film. I thought it was really enjoyable, very entertaining, great cast, great writing, great directing, great animation, CGI work in the film, great presence, great soundtrack. Overall, I thought it was just a really entertaining film, and I really enjoyed it. And I thought it was a really great outing from Blumhouse themselves. And just they did a great job with this and gave us this really solid, fun, suspense horror film. If you haven't seen it yet, highly recommend go check it out in theaters now. Worth the watch, really fun. Can't wait to add this to my collection. I really enjoyed it. Overall, a really fun film. I give this 10 golden movie boxes up. I definitely think it's worth it. It was entertaining and fun and enjoyable. And overall, I think it was just a really well-rounded film. If you haven't seen it, go check it out now in theaters. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for liking, also thank you for subscribing. If this is your first time here or you have been before, don't put chicken in your new videos if you haven't seen mine yet. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, definitely check out my other social media platforms such as X and so forth, all that kind of good stuff. But also, people, if you want to show support for the channel, please check out my awesome Patreon page where you can get all kinds of accoutrement you don't get here on my YouTube channel. Plus, also, if you become a Patreon member, you get a shout out every time on my movies and these reviews, shouting you out as one of my awesome Patreon, and thank you for being a part of my Patreon. So definitely something to look forward to. So always, people, catch you next one.